The greatest lie of this century isn't politics, isn't media headlines, isn't scams or clickbait. The biggest lie is glowing right now in your pocket. It's the lie of social media. And that lie is silently destroying your potential. Social media convinced you success must be instant. It convinced you value equals followers. It convinced you happiness comes from likes. It convinced you comparison is natural, that you're always behind. And that if you aren't rich, ripped, famous, or flawless by 25, you're failing, and you believed it. That belief is killing your focus, killing your ambition, killing the version of you who might have actually built something real. Think about the illusion. You scroll and see highlight reels, perfect bodies, perfect trips, perfect relationships. Ad after ad promising freedom in 90 days. Overnight success stories cut down to 15-second clips. Viral fame presented as normal, and what happens? You stare at your average day commutes assignments, slow progressant, you feel small. But what you're comparing to isn't real life, it's edited fantasy. And every minute you compare your behind the scenes to their highlight reel, you burn more belief in yourself. Psychologists call it social comparison theory. Your brain hardwired itself across evolution to scan your tribe and rank yourself. But tribes were 50 people, not 5 billion. Social media hijacked your ancient wiring, forcing daily comparison against millions curated to look superhuman. No wonder you feel like garbage. No wonder your potential sufficites. Your measure is broken. The neuroscience is worse. Every notification is dopamine. Every like, comment, follow, trickles reward chemicals into your brain. You refresh feeds, not because they matter, but because your brain expects another hit. Over time, your wiring reshapes. Dopamine sensitivity dulls. Normal life feels flat compared to scrolling. Building a business, learning music, grinding workouts things with long-term payoffs get starved. Social media doesn't just waste time, rewires motivation to crave only immediate micro-rewards, and long-haul dreams require delayed reward. See the trap? By chasing endless dopamine, you literally destroy the very structure of focus required to reach your true potential. And then comes the lie of connection. You've got more friends and followers than ever. But studies show loneliness is skyrocketing. Why? Because double taps don't equal intimacy. Empty DMS don't equal mentorship. Social media sold connection, but bred isolation. And when you're isolated, your potential shrinks. Growth historically came from mentors, peers, communities. Now you drown in endless digital noise, but starve of real accountability. The final lie, speed. Social media made success look instant. Everyone's highlight reels cut out the years of invisible grind. You assume if results aren't fast, you're failing. But everything great athletic mastery, business empires, creative genius requires slow compounding. Social media prime conditions you to quit too soon. You give up after 3 months, not because you're incapable, but because you've been convinced 3 months should look like 3 million followers. And that shatters more futures than lack of talent ever could. Here's how I know. I lived addicted to the scroll. I'd post, obsess over likes, measure self-worth by numbers. Every time I saw someone my age, richer, fitter, happier, I'd sink lower. I thought success was slipping away. But then I unplugged. For 90 days, I cut usage to bare minimum. At first, I twitched with cravings. Then silence came. And in that silence, something returned. Focus. Attention stretched again. Reading was enjoyable again. Tiny wins once invisible felt like wins again. My brain rewired. And guess what happened? Productivity tripled. My results skyrocketed, not because I got new talent, but because I stopped chaining my brain to the lie. The scientific evidence is mounting. Researchers show social media addicts perform worse on memory, attention, and real-world motivation. Studies link high use to anxiety, depression, self-harm, not because apps are evil, but because the lie hijacks the brain. It convinces you to live through pixels instead of progress. So what's the truth you need instead? That real growth feels boring daily. That potential is unlocked, not in 15-second highlights, but in 15,000 invisible repetitions. That your worth isn't followers, it's competence, character, contribution. That the only comparison that matters is past you versus present you. You want to reclaim your potential? Here's how. Kill the myth of instant success. Anchor to long-term horizons. Measure streaks, not likes. When you post, don't post for approval, post to document truth. Shift dopamine from likes to small daily actions. Train your brain to reward yourself for the reps. Workouts logged, pages read, skills built. The human brain is programmable. Rewire dopamine rewards to progress instead of scrolling and watch potential explode. Second, shift social media from consumer to producer. Consumption starves you, creation compounds. Instead of endless passive scrolling, make the platform your lab. Share, teach, practice publicly. But never let likes measure value, treat them as noise. The true value is sharpened skill and documented progress. Third, reconnect offline, build small tribes. Surround yourself with peers chasing growth. Meet face to face. Accountability multiplies potential. Likes cannot replace it. And above all, accept. Your biggest results won't feel epic while you're building them. Progress is invisible. Until suddenly, it's undeniable. Don't let the highlight reels trick you. Delay gratification. Stay boring. This is the nuclear weapon against the myth. By the end of my detox year, I knew this forever. Social media is a double-edged tool. Used unconsciously, its lie enslaves you. Fake connection, dopamine, slavery, endless comparison, but used consciously. Potential magnifier. Global distribution for ideas. Infinite leverage. The difference is your psychology. So here's the final manifesto. Stop believing the lie. Stop comparing highlight reels. Stop craving dopamine hits. Repurpose your brain's reward system into long-term streaks. Focus on skill, contribution, compounding. Because your potential is not destroyed by lack of ability, it's destroyed every time you give your attention to the lie. This generation doesn't suffer from laziness. It suffers from hijacked psychology. If you want freedom, cut the leash. Don't let likes define you. Don't let dopamine dictate you. Reclaim silence, focus. Long arcs of growth. There your potential is hiding. The truth, social media isn't the enemy. The lie is the lie that says success equals instant, worth equals likes, connection equals followers. Stop swallowing it. Train your brain for reality. Train your brain for compounding. Train your brain for focus. Because once you kill the lie, you'll see what was true all along. Your potential was never gone. It was simply buried under the feed.